So this is a recording of a course in literature searches and information criticism to new master's students in political communication. And the students have consented to me taking this recording. And as I was just saying to y'all, I'm going to start with a video tour of the library. Here is for information that the course program, the course page that Arndt has shared with you also in Teams. And there's a link here. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm going to actually stop share because I have to share video optimizing for share sound and optimize for video clip. There. Hi, my name is Anne Sabo, and I'm the subject specialist in media studies in Nordic. I am going to give you a tour now of the HumSam library that you see here behind me. It's the largest of the University of Oslo libraries. We enter through the carousel doors and then to the right, and you see the circulation desk straight ahead. The bike and the display cases to the right show exhibits. And then we have stage HumSam to the right. You see the machines to borrow books here to the right. And when we don't have events, there are group tables here on stage HumSam, Scene HumSam. Here is the machine to return books, and then we have IT support next to it. On this entrance level, we have a section for current journals and newspapers, and we have computers, every other ones that can be used. We have colloquium rooms. There are colloquium rooms on every floor of the library, and you book one with the TP system. There are great lounge areas on this first floor, the entrance floor, or the ground floor. Here's a little bit of the exhibit. The Academic Writing Center is also on this floor in the southeast corner, where you can get help with your paper, your project. They also have a very popular Shut Up and Write event in Zoom. Now we're going to go downstairs where we find these cozy cubicles and more colloquium rooms. And we also have the and then we have the literature salon here, where we feature current fiction and themed exhibits. So this one here to the right on the red wall is about university novels. And then the fiction is through here, our collection of fiction. I'm just going to show you, because some people think it's like, what's this? But it's actually, I think, old shelter rooms. And so here you go through and you have fiction, current and old and everything. And then Scandinavian fiction is down to the bottom here, to the left and the right, at the very end. It's well marked. So on the second floor, we have the Learning Oasis, where we usually have library courses, but now, because of COVID-19, we can't. Here you see study spaces. You book these also in the TP system. They're marked which ones you can't use, and they have numbers, and they are like assigned according to color zone, so it's easy to find. On the second floor, we have the media studies collection coming from a social science perspective. Beautiful views here. On the third floor, we have the media studies collection from a humanities aesthetic perspective. And the literature, the books that we have, is classified and shelved according to the Dewey system. So you will find books set up according to their categories. Here's an example of a printer. You use the printer with your student ID in these cubicles on every floor. Remember to wipe off with the anti-back before and after use. Your student card is also your borrowing card. All right. Let's, yeah, okay. Yes. Yeah, okay. I just had the worst sound, but you could all hear it. You're nodding. Your sound was fine?
Fine.
Hmm?
Yep, it was fine for me.
Okay, great, perfect. Well, okay, so then let's do that Zoom poll. I'm gonna ask you about your previous experiences with literature searches before I start demonstrating how to do them here. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll and share the results. Can you see the results of the poll? So 2 of you, libraries catalog. Most of you have looked at bibliographies at the end of books and articles, and that's great. That's really helpful. I love doing that. If I find a good article, good book, then looking at the bibliography of that book or article is great. Some familiar with news archives, online databases, not so much. And not the library browsing shelves, but I hope you will start doing that now that you've seen where we have the media studies collection, like with the social science perspective on the second floor, and on the third floor, more of the humanities and aesthetics perspective. Because when you find one book that's right up your alley, likely there will be books next to it that are worth looking at also. I'm going to just take a screenshot of that. So, okay, and then I also have a Mentimeter poll. Also, sorry. So the IT support on the ground floor of the HumSam library has actually been closed. I mean, first it was just like because of the pandemic that they didn't serve it. But now I saw that they have actually closed it permanently. But you can contact them, and there's a link here on the course program page to where you can get help contacting your IT staff, contacting the help desk, the phone numbers you can call, and they actually even have like you can book a Zoom session for, and I've done that, and it's great. And they can see your screen then, and help you with whatever you have problems with. But you can also come to us, and we have a digital counter, digital circulation that you can come to in Zoom every day from 12 till 2. I'll show you where you find it from the front page of the University Library. Let's see, English website, contact and guidance, HumSam drop-in help in Zoom. And we also have a chat and a live chat, and the circulation staff desk is also staffed most days now. Anyways, and then booking a colloquium room or study space at the library in the TP system. This is a little bit more advanced way of doing it now because of the pandemic also. And you just click on this link. And remember that the HumSam library is in the Georg Sverdrup's house. So that's where you'll want to do your reservation. And you can book then a colloquium room or a singular seat. So let's say you want to book a seat today at like noon, ending at 2, and you want to go then to the Georg Sverdrupshus, and you show available rooms, it'll show available desks. And here you see leseplasser, trapp by the stairs number 2. You'll get like an email that you have to confirm, and then you get like well, maybe I'll just show you how we do it. Yeah, you get like a QR code on arrival on your phone. So you can select one of these. And they're marked with, color zones. You see the floor, it's blue, orange. So it's easy to find. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay. Right. So then let's get started with the searching for literature. And as I said, I'd like to just do a Mentimeter first, where you throw out your ideas, your very vague ideas about what you might want to write about in your thesis. And here's the link to that. I'll put it in the chat as well. So if you can write, like a word, a sentence, as much as possible, just where you're at now, what you're thinking, could be interested to write about. So here we have one, politicization of healthcare. Great. And please you can submit multiple answers as well. Lobbyism in Norway. Sports journalism in women. And I'd love to hear from all of you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. How digital media are influencing young people's behavior. Think tanks. Anyone else? Cancel culture. Okay. Fake news and fact checking in the media. Oh, these are great. So then what do we do? We just have to get started. Are you familiar with Woodie, the library's catalog and discovery tool? In the reaction functions in Zoom, you can have like a thumbs up. Can you show me with your, okay, Ivan is thumbs up. How about Ingvild, Sonja, Steph is thumbs up. Let's see if Sarah, Camilla, Ingvild, Sonja, are you familiar with Woodie? Sarah also, Camilla, yeah. How about you, Sonja? Have you used it? Not sure. Well, I'm going to show you some kind of like advanced functions in Woodie that I like. So let's get started. And here I have the link right to Woodie. And then we're also going to look at select databases that are relevant to media studies, because you can't find everything looking at Woodie because of competing interests between, the owners of the databases. So here we go. But Woodie, sorry if you can hear my cat. It's being wild here. So firstly, sign in so that you get full access to our material that we have subscribed to, purchased, that's available online. And if you're an English speaker and you don't already have the English language as the default, You can change it to that. Looks like mine is now English. I can change it here if I want it in Norwegian. And then I'm going to do an advanced search for more, for better functionality. And then I'm going to change the search scope to all Norwegian academic libraries, because as a master's student, you have access to everything in Norwegian libraries, and we will also order things from abroad if we don't have it in any of the Norwegian libraries. And then searching in ORIA and databases. It's the same. The interface in both ORIA and subject-specific databases is just not as user-friendly and sexy as searching in Google or Google Scholar, and you really have to narrow it down to keywords. And then you have to find the right keywords for your topic. So let's see if I go back to this here. How would I do? Okay, lobbyism in Norway. Let's see. Then I would do lobby, and I would truncate it. Then I add the asterisks, and then I get words ending with lobbyism, lobbying. So you know the tree trunk with all its branches, when I put the asterisks there and I call it truncate, it's because I'm searching for lobby ... So it's just to really expand what I might find. And then I'm going to add something that's called a Boolean term. We have 3 Boolean terms: and, or, not. This is also listed here in the course page of, like, see, here's the truncating. We're using these kind of library tools, bibliographic tools. So lobby and Norway. And maybe I'll truncate that too, so I can get Norwegian politics, Norway. Let's just see if I get anything with this. Oh, 28,869 results. So I got a lot of hits. So then I have to kind of like narrow. But this is interesting. And like, even if I watch, if I wanted to just get a quick overview of some text now that I want to look at later on. This one is interesting. Looks interesting. It's a book, open access, fairly new. I'm going to put that, I'm going to mark that. I'm going to look at that maybe. Here's the master thesis. This doesn't mention anything about Norway. Maybe this one is older though. Okay, so here I've marked I've not marked 3 records, and I'm gonna tag those here, add this item into my favorites, and I'm gonna add a new label. So this was lobbyism in Norway. Add that. And then I can go back to my favorites here afterwards and look more closely at them. But first I'm gonna actually narrow my findings also here now to peer-reviewed journals. Now, what are peer-reviewed journals? Anyone? Looking at you, black boxes now, but that's okay. Can anyone tell me what a peer-reviewed journal is, as opposed to another kind of academic journal? What do you think you might mean? So I'll just answer it then. Or did anyone want to say something? A peer-reviewed journal is a journal where, let's say, your professor Arndt has written an article about artificial intelligence and how it affects the representation of gender. And he submits it to a journal, and the journal is peer-reviewed. Then that means that 2 peers of his, 2 other media studies professors, have to review the article. The editor of the journal sends the article out to 2 other scholars in the field who review it, read it, and they say either this is great, publish it, or they say, this is okay, but it needs some revision. We suggest that he does this, ... Or 3, no, this is not going to be worth it at all. So it assures the quality, the academic quality and soundness of the article. And that's something we're going to be looking at also in this course, and that you're going to be looking at when you select literature for your paper and project, because you want the academically sound and strong articles and books, right? You want peer-reviewed articles, and you want books that are published by academic university presses or highly reputable publishers. And if you're not familiar with the publisher of a book or the author, you need to Google the author and the publisher to find out more. So that's how we do, information evaluation and information criticism. So now I have narrowed it to peer-reviewed journals, and then I get 16,000 results. It's still a lot. Maybe I want to look at more recent literature, so I'm going to refine it to the person who wrote this. Is that person interested in the specific scope, more recent or not? You can write in the chat or speak up. So if I narrow it from the 10 last years, it's still a lot of fun.
And then again, I'm going to limit to peer-reviewed journals. And I'm going to also then limit to more recent years. And then I see here, I love these facets that are down to the right, where I can limit according to language, subjects. I can see what collections they're from. But let's say I want to pick some of these articles now. To take a look at. And I'm going to add those to my label, to this kind of folder. Where did I go? Lobbyism Norway, there. And then I can go, when I have more time and I want to look more carefully at some of these articles and books, I click on my favorites. And then I go to that folder. Where is it? Lobbyism in Norway. So here are my labels, like my projects, what I've been advising on, or teaching in, demonstrating in. And then I can take a look. And every post here will have more or less information when I click on it, but it's always a good idea to click to see what's the abstract. Sometimes the abstract is really helpful. It can give you more ideas about where you're going to go with your project. And I see here I have full text available from Taylor and Francis database. The older issues are available in print, but this was from 2019. I can get the PDF right away if I click here. This didn't have too much. Oh, here's a description. States stand at the core of the world heritage. And here I see the keywords that this article is tagged with. So lobbying in Norway, political parties, power, edification, research, social sciences. So even just sometimes looking at these can help you see, kind of get a sense of the angle you want to take with it or what it's about. And this Woodie has fetched this article from Scopus, which is a database, International Bibliography of the Social Sciences. We also have it through Web of Science, which is another database. So here Woodie is gathering through findings from specific databases, but sometimes we have to go directly to the database. For instance, Modern Languages Association is in competition with ProQuest, the provider of this service of Woodie. Let's go back to look at some of the books and see what that has, like this one from 2011. Kind of slow here now. I see that it's 9 o'clock and I am going to give you a break, but I'd like to just give you a chance to work with some of your own searches as well during the break if you want to get started. Here I see that the publisher is Fridtjof Nansens Institute, so it's not necessarily an academic publisher. So I'd want to find out a little bit more about this publication before I look into it or check it out. It could be more of like a report. All right, stop share. And I'm gonna now just stop sharing, and I'm gonna pause the recording and resume recording. So then if I wanted to clear this, yep, Steph, you had a hand raised.
But for example, when you put the asterisk in order to trunk the word search, if that doesn't work, like it didn't work when you did it at first, is there any other way to make it like to trunk the word and just only look for that word? Or even though we put that special character, it's always going to show us everything with those words?
So you mean
because I see that lobbying and Norway, it worked, but when you put lobby and the asterisk, it kind of didn't stop at lobby. It showed you results with lobbying on the word.
Right, because when I use the lobby and the asterisks, I am searching for everything that comes after lobby. So I'm not just searching for lobby, I'm searching for lobbying, lobbyism. So that's kind of the point, to get more hits. So the point is actually to broaden the search by putting the asterisks.
Okay, so it's not to trunk it.
No, it's not to trunk it. It's like it's the ...
Okay.
Excellent clarification. And then if I wanted though to search just for lobby and not for everything that comes after, I would put it like this in quotation marks.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I search only for
then.
Yeah, but that's okay. But like, okay, so we have then the fake news, and here I want to put that in quotation marks too, because it's a term. It's kind of a typical term. So I don't want like either fake or news, but I want fake news as the term. And then the rest of it, fact checking, that could be hard. I could be kind of like something with truth, maybe, or it could be, I could do in parentheses like this, and this goes for all databases, the way of searching like this, fact, and I can truncate, so it's facts also, or truth, like that. Steph, did you have a new question?
Yeah, can you just repeat what do you open the parentheses for?
So here I'm having a parenthesis to search for fake news, and now I'm searching either for fact or truth. So here's the other Boolean term. So it's like choosing from one of these two within the parenthesis. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just needed you to repeat because you kind of broke with my
Yeah.
That connection.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you're asking. So fake news, national security in the post-truth era. Fake news, falsehood, fabrication, and fantasy in journalists. Here I seem to be getting a lot of relevant text, right? And they're recent. How do you feel about these? Was that your project stuff or somehow was that?
It's part of my project.
Are you happy with this?
Yeah. So it's only going to show you shows everything. Like if it's only books, it's only going to show books. Or is there like a filter to say like, oh, I want to go to an article, for example?
Exactly. So then again, I really recommend these facets to the right here. And I can then limit it to, you see articles, newspaper articles, book chapters, click for show more, conference proceedings, books, dissertation, web resources. For some reason, I'm not seeing, oh yeah, and here peer-reviewed journal articles. Like I said, I really, but let's just see what we get from books. And dissertation could be interesting also. And articles. Those filters, because I'm not really interested in newspaper articles and stuff like that. Then I get 15,499 results, so that's still good. And then I can limit to more recent. Because like when was Trump elected? Was that 2017? Because that's really when that got started, right? Like talking about fake news, falsehood, fabrication, and fantasy in journalism, democracy and fake news, and post-truth. So truth seems to be, so here I'm getting a lot of books, but if I want to just, Brian McNair, I know is a good author. And just.
Then maybe the third one.
This one?
Yeah.
And then that one. Okay, so I'm going to add these to check out. Add a new label, fake news. And then I want to look at peer-reviewed journal articles. Apply filter. This one seems interesting. Maybe if you're looking more at maybe this and this. So here's a lot. So here I could just go on, but I'm going to just add these at least for now. Fake news. And then I can go to my favorites and check them out more later. How are you all holding up with attention span and all of that? Are you good with the technical glitch? You still kind of got somewhat of a break? Yeah, so you're good. Should I just keep going and not lose momentum kind of? I'll keep going. Yeah, okay, good. So here I have then my fake news. Did I get only 4 there? What happened to my articles? Unlabeled items. Maybe they just ended up there. Oh, okay. All right. Well, they're not there either. Or what happened to my? I must have put them in the wrong. folder. Did anyone see? Then I'm going to go search history. That one. And this search history stuff you can find in the databases also. Okay, I'm going to try again. There, add fake news. No, it should be there. So the assignment that I want you to be working on, so really, you know, when you're doing your research like this, browsing for literature to get your ideas going about what's written about this, and then you can start skimming and reading abstracts. Fine, and gets, you know, enter the conversation. And I think when you see what others have written, then it's easier to form your own opinion because you agree, you like or you dislike, you agree or you don't agree, or you want to add to it. So let's say these books and articles, you want to use these in your literature. You have studied them, read them, and browsed them, and so you're going to write a bibliography. And this is an assignment that you're going to work on. It's both adding kind of this library folder in your Woodie, and then I have to start a new document. I had to close Word. And then there's a neat functionality in Woodie, but it's not perfect. So you have to double check with Søk og Skriv, search and write, how they have their reference styles. But let's see, say I'm writing then fake news and fact checking in a post-truth society. Bibliography. Actually, it looks better. And then I'm gonna have like this. And my name is by Steph.
Yes.
Because you're interested in that. So let's say this was you. And then I go back to Woodie and I want to cite. Your assignment is to find 5 entries, either peer-reviewed journal articles or academic monographs. So let's say I want to cite this, and I select my APA standard. Which one did I recommend? APA 6, I did. Why is that? Or did I want to do APA? And it's not always perfect, but at least it saves me some copying and pasting or some writing. So enter that here. And then, you know, you're supposed to have it hanging. How do I do that here in Indrik? Få hjelp med Indrik. I always forget. Med teksten vil legge til et hengende, gå til dialogboks avsnitt, innrykk og avsnitt. Velg hengende under spesielt. Ok. Fil, formater, avsnitt. Spesielt hengende. Sånn. Like that. And then I also want to have this book. copy the citation, and I go to my Word document, and I get it like there. And it's supposed to be alphabetic, and I was lucky it is. And then, you know, I clean it up. And then I have to double check here because bibliography. Woodie, this functionality in Woodie isn't perfect, but on your course page, I have linked to search and write, the reference style guide there, which is an excellent resource. Reference styles, and I chose APA, but I did the 7th. Let's see. This is not, they don't have a complete English here, it looks like. Maybe I should do the Chicago instead. Are you all able to also speak and read Norwegian? Or is some of you not? Thumbs up if there's one of you who doesn't speak Norwegian or read Norwegian.
I don't speak or write Norwegian.
Okay, good. So you'll need the APA. But I think, let's see. Okay, but then it should be, I want the APA 7th. So is it just for the English they don't have it in 7th? Huh. So it looks like maybe they don't have the reference styles. So this is the English version of the search and write. But if I go APA 7th, you should be able to get style examples here. And even, I know we have, but this is in Norwegian though. See here, this would be a good one getting started. Just to double check that you get the right information. I'm gonna just real quick go to the Norwegian. Articulate. And here we have, so for an article in the reference in the bibliography, you have the author and then only the first letter, the index letter, C. Footfault means author, AA, and then if it's another author, blah, blah, blah. And then the year, which is true. And then the article title. And then the journal title, but that should be in italics. And then the volume, issue, and the page numbers and the doc. Yeah, so that's correct for the article, but see how I had to correct it? But I mean, I got a lot of it for free at the same time. And then we look for book. And we have the author and first initial. So here the initial thing is right, and that's right. And the year and the title in italics. And I think actually that for APA, you're not supposed to include information when it's the first edition, but only when it's later editions. And then you have the Springer International Publisher, imprint Springer. So that's correct now. But so I needed some tweaking, but you get a lot of it for free as well. Chat. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna pause recording. So here's our program page. We've done the tour of the library. I've shown you how to get IT support, book a study space. We've done some searches in Woodie, and I showed you how to, truncate, use the quotation mark to close the phrase, and use the Boolean term and or. Not would be, if you want to search on gender, boys, not girls, for instance. I mean, I very rarely use that. It's when you get kind of more specific into your searches. And then searching in the different scopes that you could search in all Norwegian libraries, and then narrowing and tweaking your searches with the various facets, and especially then those to the right. So if you'd like, I'd like to show you, I could do some more demonstration, but I'd also like you to get your chance to work. And I'd also like to just maybe show you a couple of the databases. And then, as I said, we have this assignment where I want you to find, and I describe it here, what I just said to you, find 5 relevant sources, combination of articles and books, make a folder for them in Woodie, and then create a bibliography, and then you deliver the finished bibliography in Canvas at the end of the session. You actually will have a week to do it. And it's, it's not counted towards the grade of your term, but it's a way I will go in and look at them. And if you have questions for me, it's just a way for you to get a chance to work with creating a bibliography and working with the references and organizing your research. And then finally, we have this section on assessing the literature, where you're going to work on the way we talked about reviewing. Is it a peer-reviewed journal? Is it an academic monograph, book or not? And that's something I'd like you to work on. But you're such a small group, but I could put you into 2 groups and you could work on that. So here's a suggestion. Should I show you 1 database or 2 databases, and then you get a chance to work on your searches for a little bit, and I can come talk to each of you and ask you if you have any questions? I'm looking at you. So actually now I'm seeing Camilla smile, I'm seeing Ingvild, Ivan. What do y'all think? Would you like that? I can work on one, give it, do you feel like you have enough demonstrations, or would you like some more demonstration? Some more demonstration? No, you have enough to get started? Okay, so you don't really want to look at a database either, how you're doing it? It's just like, it's just a different interface and more specific. When you search in Woodie, you're searching like all medical journals, political science journals, literature journals, but then you can go into a database that's more like Web of Science is also kind of broad. But if you go to an MLA journal, that's modern languages and literature, so you'll find literature only, it's an index of articles and books that's all about literature and languages. So it's a way of like when you have a more narrow focus like that. But I think the way where you're at, it's good to just kind of work with Woodie, and you have a lot to get started with there. And so maybe not to overwhelm you as well. Does that sound good to start doing some searches to work on this assignment? I think so. Yep. All right. So would you like me to put you all into individual rooms and work, or like 2 and 2, or so you can talk with each other, or just individual rooms and work on your assignment? I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to pause the stream recording. And I have made here in Padlet kind of a bibliography, except, it's 10 references. Coming up here. I'll put the link in the chat. So let's see your case, your topic, your project idea was what's written down here. How has politics affected the media coverage of various pandemics, and in particular COVID-19? Which of these texts are the most solid and relevant? Rate and rank the references in this reference list with respect to academic quality and relevance. Each group gives a grade to every source, where the most relevant and quality assured source gets 10 points, and the least academic and relevant text only gets 1 point. So I'm going to put you into 2 groups as well. And if you can at least just look at this for like 5 minutes and then grade the article or the reference that scores the most points and then the one that scores the least points. So at least if you can find like the one 10 points goes to, and then 1 point goes to the worst, and grade them here. Each group, one of you in each group adds the grade, and then we can see if there's disagreement or not, and we can talk about it. And then if there's time, I can let you work more on your assignment, the bibliography after that. So I'm gonna, you got the link to the Padlet, oh, Camilla, did you already leave? Okay. Because I have like a Mentimeter thing I want to do at the end also, and a Zoom poll. Just quick fun, but I'm gonna put you now into breakout rooms for you to work on this assignment real quick for 5 minutes. Stop share.